Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your reading January and beginning of the new decade. So happy new year to all of you. I meditated on your energy and I asked Spirit to lay down the first layer of card here. And so what they want to talk to you about this month, the top row here, you start the month with the Page of Cups and the Five of Cups. For some of you, maybe in December or at the beginning of the month, you might receive an emotional news that saddens you a lot. It's a feeling of loss, a feeling of grieving, but without seeing that not all is lost. But it's that feeling where everything becomes dark in our world because of a Page of Cups. That means it's either something we thought had possibility that finally doesn't have some, or something like that. After that, during the month, I have the Four of Swords. So you are healing from that during the month, Scorpio. And at the end of the month, you are the Nine of Pentacles. You are strong in who you are, your self-esteem, your value, and all of that. Nine of Pentacles. So for some of you, it's a relationship. For some of you, it could be a job also. Hearing about a job that you thought had possibilities, that you really were hoping for, and then hearing that it doesn't work. And so you have to retract yourself and try to heal. Try to understand. We heal by understanding the reason of the disappointments and the things like that. So there's a bit of that process going on. For others of you, it's a relationship. For others of you, it can be all sorts of things. But there's this sadness at the beginning of the month. Or it could be last month. Under this, I have the Six of Wands. So this could have hit you in your pride, in your ego, in your capacity to recognize yourself. Because when we see something has hit us in the ego, it's not negative. Our ego, that's where lies our the self-esteem of the I, of the me. The higher self knows their value, who they are. They don't need the eye of the other to recognize them. They know it from within because they are one with everything. But the ego, the I, is under the illusion of separation, and it needs that kind of recognition from outside of itself. And there, because of what is around it, it is like a lack of recognition. Something did not work because they couldn't see who you were, or also that loss could affect the way you see yourself, not seeing your own value, your own recognition within yourself. That event there at the beginning of the month. But the healing here will happen in Three of Pentacles. That is the recognition of ourselves from our peers, from what we bring to the table. As this one is coming back from war. But here we have a thing where maybe we did not learn a lesson and we did not come back from war. And here I have the Tower and the Four of Cups. So the healing here, Four of Swords, Four of Cups, and the Tower. So you can read it like the fact that it hurts so much. See these three cups here on the ground. This is like saying, well, this is all that I experience. Me, it's always like that. I always have grieving and things that are hard to live, where I am not recognized by others, or I have a problem leaving behind wars or things like that. And I don't see the Ace of Cups that the universe wants to give me because I have no reference to it. never happened to me before. How can I envision it? And that will affect the people I attract in my life also, with whom I try to build things. Because maybe I always go get the same kind of people. Because I can't imagine that there is more out there. And so that's why the Tower is here. To crumble that belief. And after that, here, where you are 9 of Pentacles, solid, here I have you, Scorpio, you are going to let yourself be transformed and move forward with something solid. Page of Pentacles. Grounded and solid. So you are going to heal a loss where it hit you hard on your self-esteem, on your pride, on your capacity to the faith that you can be happy and that you can have a lot in life, more than what you've experienced until now. Here, under that grieving, I have the Wounded Warrior, I have an Ace of Pentacles, and the Empress. And after I have the Emperor. So all of this is to readjust your Divine Masculine and your Divine Feminine. And it's very important. And when we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Empress like that, it's an opportunity to solidify your Empress, to bring something forward, to for some of you, if we're talking about work, it is a project that you hold dear and that did not work out, where you weren't recognized, and there is the opportunity to because here right away the Wounded Warrior came out, so the opportunity to grab that same Ace of Pentacles, that means something solid that can be planted, and to actually own it with the Empress and bring it forward here with the Emperor, or healing the Divine Masculine here in the process. And then here we finished by moving to calmer waters, celebrating, and the Star, having restored faith and being aligned with our stars. So here there's a process where either this is happening inside of you or outside of you, but it's an opportunity to balance, heal, and readjust your Divine Masculine and give value to your Divine Feminine, so you can move forward and end up here. So we're going to clarify this. I call upon the Divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. I call upon my guides. And I call upon the angels to help me clarify this reading for Scorpios, for their better path, for the month of January. Scorpio. Okay. Okay, talk to me about that 5 of Cups there and the Page of Cups. 5 of Cups and the Page of Cups. Well, there's our Empress. 7 of Cups. And the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands. So there's really that recognition of the Empress. The 6 of Wands, that's when we succeed. We come back from war. We won. We understood. Our ego is balanced. There's the recognition of the peers, but the recognition of us also. When I say we understood a lesson, we come back from war and we understood a lesson. Here is the laurel crown of the world card that he has on his head and on that wand. With the Seven of Cups, this is when our emotions and the way we project, that we imagine, it's all in the air. And there's also a question of defeatism also. Because if when we fantasize, we only see the losses, it's going to be very hard to create something else. There's like a need to come back from war, to be able to inhabit the Empress. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Three of Cups. So, healing from, it could be friends. Here, Three of Cups. For some of you, three-party situation, but it's more healing from the shape of our emotions, from our incapacity to celebrate life because of the sadness that is here. We can either look at three cups completely on the floor here, poured out, or just laying there but not satisfying at all. Or we can rise them. And when we rise cups, that means that we transmute, we transform, we heal the waters inside of us by giving them back to the divine with gratitude, with celebration. I have learned my lesson. I am giving it back in celebration. These are the three graces. Offering back to the divine the experiences that has been transmuted. And our waters, yes, it's our emotions, but it's the information of our vibration. Where do we vibrate? And there's a healing of that. What will be the shape of my emotions? Being all lost and grieving, or coming back from that, learning the lesson and becoming the Empress. Because if not, it would be like the Empress in reverse with this combination. And so here, there's a healing happening because you are, and it is going to be a choice. You are ending up as the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, Spirit. Nine of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune turns when we understand something. And here is the Sword of Understanding, the Sword of Truth, to understand the disappointments and the sorrows that we had in our lives. Emotionally, that the shape that our emotions took. And here, with the Sphinx here, with his sword, he understands something, the wheel is turning, and there you are, solid in who you are and your value. So show me that Six of Wands here. What happened to the Six of Wands? Okay, I have the Hermit. So there's that need of going inside, going to find your own truth. And that with the Six of Wands is going to find your own light, your own value. Maybe it did not come from outside. Somebody did not recognize who you were. And that is the difference between an Empress upright and reversed. An Empress upright does not need the approval of outside to know her value. Hermit, go inside and look at your own acclamation of who you are. Because here we have the Four of Cups again. There's that incapacity to see beyond what you have experienced, of exchanged with others, or just the level of consciousness of your emotions. And here the universe wants to give you an extra one, to rise you like an Ace of Cup here, on your emotional maturity, on your emotional consciousness. It wants to rise you up there. And here I have the Three of Wands. So this has to do with expectations from the decisions that we've made, what is coming in our boats. But when we don't expect more than what we've had until now, not much is going to be in those boats. And that's why it's important to go inside and find your own value and worth, and your own capacity to manifest and create abundance, unconditional love, and all that the Empress represents. Because if you only rely from the look that is outside of you, then of course it's going to be disappointing. Because you have to believe it first to vibrate at a level where you're going to attract people that see it. You have to see it for yourself first. So the Tower, and yes, it is a decision. The Tower here. Show me the Tower. Tower with the Four of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. So here, waiting, analyzing, what have I invested until now? What are the seeds that I've planted? There's a choice that can be made to elevate oneself from the pattern that we are used to do from before. And the Tower is here to for you to get that enlightenment in what you have. You reap what you sow, what you have sown before. Sometimes when we think not a lot about ourselves, and that is not for everybody, you know. Some of you have no problem with the vision of you. But when we don't think we're worth so great, you know, that we will accept things that other people would never accept. Because we don't believe that we can have more than that. Well, by analyzing, oh my God, yes, this is what I was expecting, and this is what I was planting, so this is what I reaped. Show me the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is like, what do you want to build? And that could be at work for some of you. Tower, yeah. Tower, Tower. So you see the shock here? After looking at what you've been expecting and what you've been planting, accepting, you know, limiting yourself, and therefore attracting the people around you that fitted that vibration. There's a huge change happening. Tower, Tower, Tower of the people that you have around you, with whom you work, that, you know, maybe before you accepted because you didn't think you could have more than that, but now, no, crumbling of that, crumbling of what you expect. Here, what is that transformation here? you're having that pentacle in your hand. Pentacle that's there. What is happening here? So you're going to let yourself transform. Yeah. Page of Sword. With a new truth. Queen of Sword. Where there are things now. Queen of Sword is the no bullshit queen. So if before you accepted bullshit, because you couldn't really place it in your, is this acceptable, is this not acceptable? For some of you, this whatever happened hit, like I was saying, your self-pride there and your self-value. So here, Queen of Swords has transformed all of that into wisdom, and now walking with a new solidity and a new way of thinking. So what is that Ace of Pentacles? The Ace of Pentacles can also be a new way of seeing things, of seeing reality, seeing value, seeing, feeling, experimenting life. Chariot. That's your pentacle here. A solid opportunity to grow spiritually. Chariot. To move forward, to grow. Show me the Empress. And the Divine Feminine. Yes. The Fool. A whole new way in faith. A new cycle of a Divine Feminine. A Divine Feminine that will give herself a lot more value than it did before. And here the Divine Masculine, there you go, Ace of Cups. That's what you needed. You needed to go from the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups, where the heart chakra is balanced. Here, the Empress is unconditional love. Why? Because she knows she is love. She is in her higher self. She is one with everything. Therefore, she feels the love of the universe. She doesn't feel apart, alone, rejected, or not enough, or all of these things that are from the ego, not the higher self. So now this is like a brand new, solid opportunity to move forward into a brand new vibration of Divine Feminine inside of you. The one that allows unconditional love, abundance, and all of that. With an Ace of Cups. And that Ace of Cups is the one that you couldn't see before, until you went inside and saw it for you. From your higher self, not from your ego. Here, Divine Masculine. There's a huge shock in what you expect from the Divine Masculine also. Maybe you expected not much from the Divine Masculine. That is crumbling. This is like, whoa, what do I want my reality to be? Divine Masculine. Strength. Acting from your higher self right there. And therefore, attracting people that act from their higher self. This is a balanced ego, Leo, where the higher self is taming the ego. We're not talking about repressing the ego. We need the ego. It is the sum of our experiences. But we need to understand that this is only one part of us, not us. But in this experience of life, of a soul in a human experience, we are the lion and we are the higher self. Both of them. One is connected with the universe and the other one is more reactive. It's our animalistic side. It's the programming that we have to surpass. So here, strength with the masculine. And it is going to take strength for you to readjust the masculine, because here it took a big fall from where you've put it before. And where you put it before wasn't so high, but it had to crumble so that it is readjusted with strength. Here, the emperor, strength, reinforcing your emperor. Not the emperor that is in the lion, reacting to things, thinking of his desires, a bit maybe self-centered, but an emperor that is in his higher self. And that is completely different. This is like emperor like this, emperor like that. And so when by doing this, there's like a readjustment on two fronts here. And by doing this, you are moving to calmer waters, 6 of Swords, 4 of Wands, being able to actually see how a union can be something that can be elevated in joy, solidity, passion. And with the star comes after the Tower, because there we are removed of all that is false. She is naked. Her emotional experience is poured back into the community, into the ground, so that what will grow from that is from that experience. Aligned with the star, she has faith again. Show me this for Scorpio. There you go. That is a happy Scorpio. A Scorpio that is emotionally fulfilled. White robe, in his higher self. The cups are on a shelf. They have been transmuted, purified. He knows what he has experienced in the past, and he's not carrying anything on the ground like that, or if not spilled, not flying very high, but by his healing, he has elevated his emotion, transmuted them, healed them. Here they are on a table, on a shelf over his head. This is purified. But this is a decision. It is a decision, an inner decision. So you're kind of going through a hard time, or it's like a huge reality check, and it has to do with giving yourself the acknowledgement that you deserve, and opening yourself up to receive that cup that you cannot see. You have no references. In order to do that, you have to go inside and see your true value. See your Empress there. And take the opportunity to move forward successfully and plant something solid. And that thing that you're going to plant is you. You're going to invest in you. Not in somebody else. But you are going to invest in you. And in your Empress, in your capacity to be inspired, to create, to be connected to the universe, to love and be loved. And you're going to rise your masculine in the way that you act, and what you expect from the divine masculine also. What you expect and what you accept. You're going to rise that. And there you are. A huge healing. A huge healing and reset of the divine masculine and feminine. That is going to be your reading for the month of January, Scorpio. I hope that you're going to go through this, because this is hard. 2 Towers, 4 of Cups. It's really pushing you to raise your head and to open yourself up to emotional abundance, self-esteem, self-love. Okay? So I'm going to give you all my love and light. And I'm going to thank you for sharing and commenting. I read all the comments and making the channel grow. For the winner of last month's contest, I'm going to put the name down below on the 1st of January so that I have the whole month of December to collect the commentaries to pick from. And also thank you for the ones of you that donated. It helps more than you think. And I'm going to do a ceremony this month also on the new moon and full moon, so that the universe can give you back in what you need. Private readings, description is below. If this sounds like you, and you want to go deeper into what it means and why, private readings, the address is down below. And apart from that, I'm going to wish you a beautiful month of January. And at the end of the month, if you go through this and you let yourself be transformed, it's going to be beautiful for you. You're going to feel much more in peace. All right? Love and light, and see you next month.